Before you do anything else, I want you to try something with me right now. Think back to the last time you bought something you never planned to buy. Maybe it was late at night. You were just browsing, weren't even looking for anything specific. And somehow, you ended up spending money you didn't intend to spend. Or think about that one conversation you stayed in way longer than you wanted to. You kept looking for the exit, but something kept pulling you back in. Or, and this one hits different, think about a time you felt genuinely guilty about something that had nothing to do with you. Someone else's problem somehow became your burden, and you carried it without even questioning why. You probably told yourself you were just tired that day, or emotional, or reading too much into things. Here's what nobody told you. You weren't tired. You weren't overreacting. You were being played. And by the time this video ends, that will never happen to you the same way again. Here's the thing most people spend their entire lives never figuring out. The world you move through every single day. It isn't neutral. It isn't random. It has been carefully, deliberately, psychologically engineered. The apps on your phone, the way prices are displayed at your favorite store, the way certain people in your life speak to you. None of it is accidental. There is an entire invisible system built specifically around the way your brain works and the weaknesses it has. And the people who understand that system, they use it constantly. On you, on the people you love, on everyone around them. Now, before we go any further, I want to be honest with you about something. I'm not making this video to frighten you. I'm not trying to turn you into someone who suspects everyone and trusts nothing. That's not awareness. That's just a different kind of prison. What I want, what this whole video is actually about, is giving you clarity. Because there's a very real difference between someone who moves through the world reacting to everything and someone who actually understands what's happening around them. One of them gets played repeatedly without ever knowing why. The other one sees it coming. Today, you become the second type. These are 7 dark psychology tricks being actively used on you right now. I'm covering the first 3 today, and I'll be honest, some of these are going to make you uncomfortable. Not because they're shocking, but because you're going to recognize them. Once you see them clearly, you cannot unsee them. Let's get into it. Trick number 1, social proof manipulation. Now, even if you've never heard that phrase before, you already know exactly what this feels like. You've been experiencing it since you were a kid. Here's the simplest version. You're walking down a street looking for somewhere to eat. You pass one restaurant, empty. Maybe 2 people sitting awkwardly by the window. You pass another, packed. Line of people outside. Noise coming through the door. You know nothing about either place, but you walk into the packed one. Every single time. That's social proof. And honestly, in that situation, it's a pretty reasonable instinct. The problem is, what happens when people learn to fake it? Think about this. Amazon sellers can buy reviews in bulk. 5,000 5-star reviews on a product that breaks the first time you use it. Your brain sees that number and overrides your judgment completely. But here's where it gets personal. Because this doesn't just happen with products, it happens with people. Think about someone you know, maybe at work, maybe in your personal life, who uses phrases like, "Everyone I've spoken to thinks you're being unreasonable." Most people on the team have noticed this about you. Honestly, everyone agrees with me on this one. That's not feedback. That's a manufactured crowd being weaponized against your confidence. And the crowd? Half the time, it doesn't even exist. The defense is brutally simple. Next time someone hits you with "everyone thinks" or "most people feel," pause and ask yourself one thing. Am I actually convinced by this? Or am I just scared of standing alone? That question alone will save you more times than you can count. Trick number 2. And this one, honestly, has emptied more wallets than almost any other trick I can name. Manufactured scarcity. You know the feeling already. You're on a website. You weren't even planning to buy anything, and then you see it. Only 2 left in stock. Offer expires in 11 hours and 43 minutes. First 30 people only. And something changes inside you. Suddenly, you want it more than you did 30 seconds ago. Suddenly, you're moving faster, thinking less, deciding from your stomach instead of your head. That's not weakness. That's biology being exploited. Psychologists call it loss aversion. And the research is remarkably consistent across every culture and every age group. Losing something hurts roughly twice as much as gaining the same thing feels good. So when a brand puts a countdown timer on a checkout page, they're not informing you about stock levels. They're pulling a biological trigger inside your nervous system. They're not selling you something. They're selling you the panic of losing it. And here's what most people don't realize. This exact same trick gets used in relationships. Someone who used to be warm and present suddenly goes quiet, stops responding as fast, becomes unavailable, pulls back without explanation. And the moment they do, you find yourself chasing. You text first. You reach out more. You soften the boundaries you set, all trying to get back what you feel like you're losing. Sometimes, that distance is completely genuine, but sometimes, it's manufactured, deliberately created to make you value the access more. The only defense that actually holds up: give yourself 24 hours before you respond or decide. If the urgency survives a full day, it's probably real. If it dissolves overnight, it was always a trick. It was never real. Trick number 3. This one is ancient. Genuinely, this has been used on human beings for thousands of years, and the reason it still works today exactly as well as it did in ancient Rome is because it's built on something that makes us good people: reciprocity. The principle is simple. When someone does something for you, helps you, gives you something, shows you kindness, you feel an almost automatic pull to return it. That instinct is not a flaw. It's actually one of the foundational mechanisms of how human civilization functions. But manipulators figured this out centuries ago, and they've been running the same play ever since. Here's how the move works. They give you something first, small, unsolicited. Maybe something you didn't even ask for. But now that feeling is activated. That quiet background sense of, I owe them something. And when they come back later asking for something significantly larger, most people say yes, not because they want to, but because saying no to someone who was kind to you feels like a character failure. You see this everywhere once you know what you're looking for. The colleague who does you one small favor. And somehow, that translates into permanent loyalty on your part. Think about it. Costco built an entire business model around free samples. Give you a tiny taste, now you feel just enough obligation to buy the full product. And then there's the person in your personal life who keeps a silent running tab. Every favor, every sacrifice, everything they've ever done for you. And they bring that tab out precisely when you try to say no to something. Here's what I need you to lock in and keep. A gift with invisible strings attached is not a gift. It never was. It's an advance payment. And the person who gave it fully intends to collect. Real generosity doesn't keep score. You are completely allowed to receive kindness graciously and still say no when the ask arrives. That's not ingratitude. That is self-respect. period. That's the first three. Social proof manipulation, manufactured scarcity, and the reciprocity trap. Now here's what I want you to do before part 2 drops. Think about which one of these three you've experienced most in your own life. Drop the number in the comments, just 1, 2, or 3. I read every single one. Part 2 is coming very soon, and honestly, tricks 4, 5, 6, and 7 are where it gets really dark. We're talking about gaslighting, identity manipulation, strategic vulnerability, and the one psychological trap that has cost people years of their lives without them ever realizing it. If you want part 2 the moment it drops, subscribe and hit the bell right now, because I'm releasing it as soon as this one gets the response it deserves. I'll see you in part 2.